Hey everybody, Gabe here. The video that I'm going to share with you today is the how to fire/transition your misaligned clients. I got to tell you, this is one of those things that is scary as hell for solopreneurs. You start thinking about all the work you put in to build your business and all the clients that you put on and all of those that you put on that you're like, man, if I don't get this client, my business might not continue to succeed. And I'm here to tell you, although it's scary, if you put a process in place, it's really quite easy, because as you continue to become more successful as a solopreneur, you will have to transition clients away. You will have to even fire some clients. I call them PITAs, or pains in the asses. And hopefully you don't see my dog just walking in there, but yeah, oh well. This is the beauty of recording at home in a four-season room. So if he starts barking, well, I'm going to have to re-record. So carry along with me. So there's two types of firings that you're going to come up with, or transitions for clients that are no longer aligned with either your values, aligned with your fees, aligned with your services, or whatever it might be that's causing you to need to either transition clients away or even fire some of those. And so we're going to talk about those. And so before I do that, I'm going to tell you a quick little story. Here a few years ago, I decided it was time to join a coaching program and hire a coach for my business. I had gotten as far as I could get all on my own. I figured, it's time to find somebody else who's either done this or advised other advisors on how to take their business to a whole nother level and do it in the right way. And long story short, I'm sitting in the very first retreat, and the coach gets up there. Her name is Stephanie Bogan. She runs an amazing coaching program for financial advisors. And she says, by the way, it's a piece of cake to transition clients, to raise fees, to make those changes. And I remember looking at her going, bullshit. No way it's a piece of cake. Well, I can tell you this. I've gone over the last couple of years. I've transitioned clients off. I've had to raise fees. I've had to do a lot of things to clean up some of the messes that I took on or put in place by putting too many clients on in the past. And frankly, if you have a process to follow, it's really pretty easy and it goes very smoothly. I'm here to tell you, I've actually done it. It's not bad. So, step number one they have to do is you got to take a minute and ID your unprofitable clients. So we're going to talk about the misaligned ones right now. The ones that you started out with, they've been with you for a lot of years, but because you wanted the business or you decided you really just needed to try to get some more clients on, whatever it might have been, you took that client on and they're not profitable. Well, the first thing you got to do is figure out what your profitable number is, and I already have podcasts and videos on figuring that out, but let's just keep it short, sweet, and simple. Is if you take your annual expenses, what it took you to run your business last year, including paying yourself, divide that by the number of clients, ought to tell you what your cost per client is. So for fun and games, let's just say you spent $100,000 and you had 10 clients, and so each of your clients is going to cost you approximately $10,000. Let's just keep that simple. Now, you need to make sure that you're charging for your profits and you're charging for your other things in there, but let's just keep this really simple and figure that if your cost per client is a number that you decide is based upon your business, you've got to figure out that piece first. So take the time and figure out what your cost per client is. Once you understand that, you then need to start thinking about where you need to go with your fees, your revenues, your whatever it is that you're charging, so that you can maintain the profitability that you need to do. And that way, if the clients choose to stay on, you're actually getting the right amount of fees to keep them in place. So step number one is you got to ID your unprofitable clients. Step number two, you need to create emails, you need to create letters, and you need to create scripts that are going to allow you to be able to communicate that message. Now, I've created and actually shared all of those on my website. If you go to gabenelsonfinancial.com/resources, all of those are in there that I've used myself. So there's an email, there's a letter, and there's a script to walk you through how to go through this process with a client so that you're actually following a process and you're giving them options. By giving them options, it takes the onus off of you and allows them to make a decision, rather than you firing them, you increasing their fees, you doing things to them. It allows them to make the choice, and you just have to make sure that you understand what you're offering. So The second step is to create those communication tools. The next step, once you have them created, is you got to think about how you're going to launch that. Do you have certain clients that you need to email them? Most of your clients as solopreneurs probably communicate to you back and forth as email. Most of mine do. So what I created was an email campaign. I also have some clients that we needed to mail, so we created the letter campaign. And my rock star virtual assistant Vicky and I put this thing together, and we launched it and sent everything out with the idea that our sole purpose was to schedule a meeting so that I could explain it to them. That's where your script comes in. When you then present your script to them, you're really giving them options. And you're giving them an understanding of why you're doing what you're doing, and then what their options are. Those are the three things that you will gather from this video, I hope, as well as if you download the resources that I've put together, you'll be able to actually see those. So mine was, you know what, I've got 3 daughters. They're currently, as a recording of this video, I have a 20-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 14-year-old, and I don't want to miss any more time. I've been working a ton. I want to be around my kids. I've always had a great amount of time, but I want more because I'm seeing the end of when my youngest is going to be out of the house, and Melissa and I are going to be empty nesters. Now, I got all kinds of great ideas of things I want to go do, but short, sweet, and simple, we basically wanted to make sure that I had plenty of time to be with my family as well as run a great profitable business, which means I'm going to have to make some changes to my business, and I'm going to be increasing my fees to maintain at least a level of profitability for each and every one of my clients. What that means to you, Mr. or Mrs. Client, is we either A, need to raise your fees, that's option number 1, and if we didn't need to raise your fees, it's going to be to this level, or number 2, if you don't like that idea, which is totally up to you and is fine, I've got 2 other advisors. Now, this is for me as a financial advisor. I went and vetted financial advisors in the area that I could then refer them to very easily. I talked to them. I made sure that the other advisors are willing to take their clients on. I made sure their philosophies were the same. Their fees were very similar. Everything was very similar, so it's an easy transition for my clients to move over to them. You can do the same. Reach out to other copywriters, reach out to other bookkeepers, reach out to other virtual assistants, whatever executive consultants, speakers, whatever it is that might not fit your niche let me phrase that might be in your niche or in your area that you can refer them to because they don't fit your model any longer. The third option that I had was, okay, you're going to be transferred to TD Ameritrade's retail division at the end of the quarter if option 1 and option 2 don't work for you. Now, you might not always have that option. That might be in your area if you don't have a custodian to move your clients to. Maybe you would be doing hey, by the way, at the end of the quarter, we're no longer going to be taking care of you. We've shared some other names with you, and if you would like some other names, we can try to help you so that this is as smooth a transition as possible for you. Those would be the steps that you'd go through. All of the resources that I've explained have been included in my website. If you go to GabeNelsonFinancial.com, you can download those, use those. You're going to need to doctor them a little bit, but you'll be able to use them. They're great resources for you. Now, the other type of getting rid of your misaligned clients would be the firing. That's what I call you're getting rid of that pain in the ass client. Everybody knows what they're called. They're called PITAs. And it's that one client, 2 clients that when the phone rings, the email dings, and the text sings, you comes in and you just go, oh man, I really don't want to deal with this person today. And when you have that feeling, when that client emails, calls, texts, whatever it might be, and you get those, you know it's time to get rid of them. So what you got to do is you got to just keep this really simple. You want to make sure that you do not blame them. You're going to blame yourself. You're going to blame yourself, say, you know what, I've obviously not been able to provide the greatest service for you. You've obviously maybe outgrown my services, and therefore it might be the best opportunity for you to go and find someone else to take care of you. As of the end of the quarter, I will be resigning from your account. If you would like to discuss further, here's my phone number, here's my email, and I wish you the best of luck. Something that simple, and it allows you to move on. And the beautiful thing is once you start to get rid of some of those people that are weighing you down, it's amazing how much more free your mind is, how much more you can focus on your other clients, and how much more creative and productive you actually become because you're not dragged down by that negative energy. So, in this video, we talked about how scary it is to actually fire somebody or get rid of a client. All right, but if you follow a process, it's nice and easy. There's a step-by-step process that I have put together. You can download that on my website at gabenelsonfinancial.com/resources. You can follow the scripts, you can follow the emails and the templates, and then there's even a get rid of your client PETA letter as well. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.